Yeah, they did, and it's not an easy thing to become a millionaire doing cartoons, let me tell you.
Did you have a lot?
I think inevitably a lot of creatives suffer from feelings of self-doubt and anxiety when they decide to make their creativity their career. I think it's natural and inevitable, honestly, to want to branch out and be that kind of entrepreneurial spirit where you're doing what is kind of unconventional to most people. And one thing I hear time and time again from people who are creatives, whether they be tattoo artists or fine artists, or they create some kind of product and sell it on Etsy, or they create videos and make content, they're a photographer, any of this stuff is, there are people along the way, oftentimes people the most close to you, people that should be in your corner, who will tell you like, hey, this is dumb, you can't do this, or you're not built or made out for it, or it's impossible, or any of these kind of things. And that can reinforce that kind of self-doubt in your head, and I think more people get derailed by this than ever make it, which is sad. And oddly enough, I've said for many years, I feel like there is a movie that actually encompasses the feeling of coming up as an artist almost perfectly. And I'm sure a lot of you are expecting me to give some kind of documentary or something like that about a particular artist, you know, whether it be any of the famous names, you know, Picasso, Andy Warhol, or Da Vinci, or something like that. What the movie actually is Freddy Got Fingered. Tom Green movie. Yes, it's a comedy and it's meant to be jokey, but I think in a lot of ways it actually shows and demonstrates the kind of frustration and kind of risk that you take when setting out to become a creative professional. And at times how silly and ridiculous you kind of feel to the rest of everybody else when you are pursuing this goal that they see as kind of like going to clown school. You feel like your life's ambition and having the audacity to think that you could do it for a living is kind of clownish, and you know, you start feeling like a circus act to the people around you sometimes. And you start to really believe that sometimes because you think about how hard you're working to try and achieve this thing, and for very long periods of time, more times than not, you usually don't see much progress for a very, very long time. You have to stay super persistent, super disciplined, super on top of stuff, and a lot of times it could feel like Sisyphus rolling a boulder up a mountain or a hamster running on a wheel. But like this gentleman says in this interview, and like every creative that I know that is successful and does this professionally knows, that it's a game of endurance in a lot of ways, and kind of learning to silence that self-doubt and to keep pushing forward because you can make it happen. There's lots of good jobs out there, good careers out there, but at the end of the day, there's a lot of people that want to become a police officer or work as an engineer for the railroad, or do some kind of government job, work for the IRS, be a nurse, all this kind of stuff, all these traditionally good jobs. You have a lot of competition in those fields. The amount of people I know with teaching and psychology degrees, these are all kind of traditional fields that people would tell you are good things to get into, but I continually find a lot of these people end up being baristas. Now me, I went to art school and I actually use my degree every single day owning a tattoo studio. And I do think that there's a lot of people that want to turn their creativity into a career, but the thing that separates the people that make it from the people that don't is that they're ready for the battle of the long game. They're in it for the long haul, and they're willing to forego instant gratification and to stick with it long enough that they end up outlasting everybody else. The longer you can stay in the game, the less and less competition you have, especially when you're going for something that most people see as unorthodox and rather audacious that you would even think you can accomplish. So stick in there, follow your dreams, work hard, keep rising, everybody.